I now want to shift to Derek Carr and the Las Vegas Raiders. I've been really struggling to evaluate Derek Carr as a quarterback. I'm not sure if Derek Carr is a franchise quarterback. I'm just not. Okay? I understand that Derek Carr on the year is completing 68.1% of his throws. He's thrown for 3,396 yards, 24 touchdowns, 7 interceptions through 14 games of the 2020 NFL season. And the team right now is 7-7, okay? They've got 7 wins, 7 losses. And look, I've always been a guy that values the eye test and traits over stats, okay? But I can acknowledge that Derek Carr is having a pretty solid season. Early in the year, he did outplay Drew Brees. He did beat Patrick Mahomes once. He actually should have beat Patrick Mahomes probably twice had the Raiders defense of not let him down. Okay, but when I watch Derek Carr, it's just not obvious to me that he's a franchise quarterback. It's just not. When I watch Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, it's obvious to me they're franchise quarterbacks. Even guys like Kyler Murray, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, Baker Mayfield, even Jared Goff to a certain degree. When I watch these guys, I look at them and I say, yep, that's a franchise quarterback. Folks, there's a reason why, people on these reality television shows where, it's your American Idol or whatever you want to watch, there's a reason they only give you about a minute to showcase your talent, okay? Because it doesn't take long to see who's got the special sauce and who doesn't, okay? And I don't think Derek Carr is a franchise quarterback. It's not obvious to me, and because it's not obvious to me, and because Derek Carr has not won a bunch of playoff games, because he hasn't been to a Super Bowl, I don't think Derek Carr is a franchise quarterback. And here's another thing to keep in mind. Derek Carr at times has been a little injury prone. He can be a little fragile. He had a serious back injury a couple of years ago. He did fracture his fibula during his MVP level season back in 2016. He wasn't able to play in the playoffs because of that injury. And last night versus the Chargers in Week 15, Derek Carr pulls his groin, and that was a game the Raiders absolutely needed. And look, injuries, I understand. They're very unpredictable. You're getting hit 24/7 as an NFL quarterback. You're playing a position in which you're going to get hit. You're going to take some big shots. It's hard to avoid injuries at times. I get it. But I'm going to pay more attention to the guys that are more durable than others. Okay, I value the Tom Brady's, the Drew Breeses, the Peyton Mannings of the world back when he was playing. Okay, the durable guys. Okay, and I just don't think Derek Carr meets the criteria to be a franchise quarterback because at times he's playing injured. At times he hasn't been there available to play in big games because he's been injured. And I don't think Derek Carr has that special sauce. I just don't. Marcus Mariota came into the game last night, pardon me. Last night, Marcus Mariota came into the game to replace Derek Carr, and the Raiders didn't miss a beat. And it seemed like the team rallied behind Marcus Mariota in ways they did not rally behind Derek Carr. Okay? There's nothing about Derek Carr to me that galvanizes the troops around him. Okay? I'm not in the locker room, so again, you can hold me to that and say you're not in the locker room, that's fine, but I watched Tom Brady. I watched Drew Brees. I watched Deshaun Watson. And I see leadership from those guys. I see guys that galvanize the troops around them. Baker Mayfield, too. There's just a certain aura about them, a swagger. There's a certain fire burned in their chest to say, yeah, I'm the guy. We're going to win today on Sunday. Derek Carr, he seems timid. I don't see that leadership quality. He seems like a laid-back guy, and I don't know. That's not my cup of tea. And I look at the Raiders, and I think to myself, yes, this team is much better than I thought they would be, but they're much better than I thought they'd be because of the personnel around Derek Carr. Not because of Derek Carr himself, but I look at Darren Waller, one of the best tight ends in all football. I look at these wide receivers, this offensive line, Josh Jacobs, and I say Derek Carr's got a squad, okay? And I've always said this. If I take away a quarterback's best and worst season, usually Whatever else is left is kind of what they are. Okay? It really is. So I did the evaluation. Derek Carr, he's played in the NFL for 7 seasons. I took away his rookie year, in which he had his worst season by far as a pro. I took away his 2016 year, the year in which he was an MVP candidate. I'm left with 5 years of mediocrity. The other 5 years, he's 31 and 46 as a starter. 31 wins, 46 losses. That's not a franchise quarterback. Where are the winning seasons? There's no winning seasons outside of 2016. Is it fair to say that Derek Carr is a one-hit wonder? How many 30-touchdown seasons has Derek Carr had in his career? 1. Folks, I just don't see the special sauce from Derek Carr. And again, you can win games with Derek Carr. Derek Carr's not an awful quarterback. He's not terrible. And for what it's worth, he's one of the more stable things in the Las Vegas Raiders organization right now. So I'm okay with the Raiders potentially extending Derek Carr and keeping him around because, well, it's hard to find a franchise quarterback. But at some point, if the Raiders down the stretch can upgrade, I believe they need to do so. Because I don't think Derek Carr is a franchise quarterback. I never really felt that he's been a franchise quarterback throughout his career. He's not as talented as some of the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL. He doesn't quite have the leadership qualities of some of the top tier quarterbacks, even the lesser talented quarterbacks like, I don't know, Baker Mayfield. He doesn't have that fire drive. He doesn't have that fire leadership ability that those quarterbacks have. And for what it's worth, I do not label Derek Carr as a franchise quarterback. Again, he could prove me wrong, but at some point, I need some signature wins. Where's the signature Derek Carr win outside of him beating Patrick Mahomes this season? There's not a whole lot of signature wins in Derek Carr's career, and in reality, the quarterback position is not about stats. It's not about looking good. It's all about, are you winning games or not? And Derek Carr, he hasn't won a lot of big games, and ultimately, the talent is not top tier, and it is not obvious to me that Derek Carr is a franchise quarterback. He's good. He can win you games, but ultimately, I don't think Derek Carr is a long-term franchise quarterback. There's always the thought that if Derek Carr is your quarterback, we can get better. There's always going to be the thought there's someone out there that's obviously better, and we wish we had them. That is the harsh reality about Derek Carr and the Las Vegas Raiders up to this point. And Derek Carr, he very well could turn around his career one day. He very well could start winning division titles if the Raiders continue to build their defense, if they continue to establish having a great culture led by John Gruden. We'll see. But as of right now, I do not label Derek Carr as a franchise quarterback. At least it is not obvious to me. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the Juiciest Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. And I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big-time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the Juiciest Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God bless day, and I'm out.